Det er den Gamer. Mit navn er Kiba Snowpaw, og i dag skal vi spille et spil, der hedder Driftwood. Det er en novelle. Jeg går ud fra, at der så er en Driftwood, der ikke er novelle, så de valgte at kalde det novelle. Men som sagt, det ved jeg ikke noget om. Igen, det jeg spil er, jeg har ikke læst noget om det, jeg har ikke læst en kommentar om det eller noget. Jeg har bare downloadet, og så går jeg i gang med det. Det er et gratis spil, gratis novellespil. Det er nok dem, jeg kører mest af lige for tiden, for ligesom at få prøvet nogle af de gratis novellespil og komme med min input, hvad jeg synes om dem, og så kan folk jo have deres egen mening. Men i den her gang vil jeg lade musikken køre i baggrunden. Jeg har skruet, kan være lige skruet en lille smule længere ned, skruet ned for det, sådan så I har mulighed for at høre musikken, også for at jeg kan komme med en review om, hvad jeg synes om musikken. De sidste 2 novellespil, jeg har spillet, har jeg ikke haft musik på. Eller var 3 novellespil, nok 3. Har ikke haft musik på, fordi at jeg helt vil gerne prøve at undgå copyright. Og det er noget, jeg har oplevet før med baggrundsmusik. Derfor tror jeg som regel helt ned. Men nu lader jeg køre stille og roligt baggrunden, og så taler jeg henover, og så må jeg håbe på, at jeg ikke får noget copyright strike på sangene. Men det får vi se. Today is a good day. The sound of children forlaking about an adult's convincing files there, mixing with the aroma of budding. Okay, der er et par ord her, jeg aldrig har hørt før. Forlaking har jeg aldrig hørt om før. Convincing har jeg. Files there. Okay. Budding har jeg heller ikke hørt før. Flowers and recently cut grass. Okay. The sun is radiating warmth, light. Det håber jeg da. Kunne de ikke bare have sagt, at det var en varm dag i stedet for? Into the grassy hilled park area, and a soft rolling breeze inspires the feel of green to sway a dance rhythmical. Groups of people sit around wooden tables and talk among themselves, while others lie and unwind on blankets, letting the stress of their life leave them for a short time. It's a perfect place to play score or football or catnap. Og der har jeg prøvet faktisk sidste gang jeg var på det vil godt kalde picnic. Det var faktisk en walk, en anime walk, hvor der var picnic. Hvor vi gik ned i Kongens Have bagefter. Jeg var simpelthen så træt, fordi jeg havde været vågen så længe. Jeg havde været vågen mest af natten. Så jeg lagde og lukkede øjnene et par minutter. Det var mere et par minutter, jeg tror der gik en time. Så det var lidt langt catnap, men for fanden der er ikke noget bedre end bare at ligge på græs i solen og bare days. Or like me, you should be waiting to meet with a special someone. I've been prepping for this day for what seemed like weeks. Waiting, thinking, contemplating, wondering how I should greet her, what the first thing we will talk about will be. I even formed a list of questions to ask if the conversation lags. Så vi skal... nu er der til mig næsen. Although I know no matter how hard I memorize the question, I'll forget them the moment we begin to speak. She has that effect on me. The concept of love is what? Gut-wrenching if you really think about it, especially for someone my age. I never had a girlfriend and I'm going to be a senior in high school next year. I know, sad, right? This feels like my last chance to have a relationship before being swept off into the real world. A small buzz from the phone in my pocket catch me slightly off guard, having been overthinking the whole situation again. I pull the phone out, shading it with my palm as I look down to read the text messages. Mom, have a good date, sweetie. I hope you have a great time. My mother can be such a pain sometimes, always checking up on me and making sure everything is going well. Overprotective is an understatement. I sign, deciding not to answer. Instead, I flick through my history of messages recovering the text from the last night. Or the night before. Last night og night before. Er det ikke det samme egentlig? Jeg ved, last night er natten før den her dag. Men night before betyder natten før. Er det så næste nat igen, eller er det også? Jeg ved ikke. Det er en ting, de skal jeg tjekke op på. Som sagt, hvis der er ord, jeg ikke kender, så plejer jeg lige at tjekke op på dem, når spillet er slut. Lige. Så jeg ved, hvad det er for nogle ord. Måske også lige træne dem lidt. Det er ikke altid, jeg gør det, men det kan være nogle gange være en god idé. Så jeg i hvert fald, hvis jeg står på dem igen, jeg ved, hvordan de skal udtales. Makala. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. near the State House. I glanced down toward the time on my phone, but the sound of my name coming from a familiar voice make me freeze. Marcus. My heart thumped a little faster and I turned as smoothly as possible. Mikala stand a few feet in front of me, blue eyes meeting my own gaze as we stare at one another clumsily. It takes me a few moments to realize I need to say something, and by then my cheeks are already heated wet. Hey, how are you? My voice cracks at the very end of my sentence, and I feel like I'm just being pounding with a hot iron. For Christ's sake, pull it together. Makala doesn't seem to mind my voice cracking toward a high pitch. Instead, he smiled at my embarrassment. I'm doing all right, you? I'm feeling pretty good. She offers me a small smile and looks around, admiring the park's atmosphere before taking in a deep, relaxing breath. So, where did you want to go first? I tilt my head slightly to the side and scratch the back of my neck as I try to remember where in all hell I plan us to go first. I spitball the first thing that come to mind, which was an ice cream cart I had passed a few minutes period. I was thinking maybe we should go grab lunch and get ice cream from somewhere nearby, maybe in either order. That sounds good to me. I nodded slightly, relieving that she seemed to agree with me. I retrack my step from earlier now at company by Mikala. Oh, Mikala, the only girl who ever showed any interest in me, aside from asking for help with homework. And here we are, on a date, getting ice cream. It sounds lame, but I can't help but smile to myself in disbelief. We ordered 2 corners, 1 chocolate and 1 other vanilla. And the other vanilla. I've always despised chocolate ice cream. I hate. What the fuck? I have no idea why. Because I'll eat chocolate bars and candy without any repugnance. What? Repugnance. But the moment it becomes a cold, melting solid, it make my mouth taste sour just thinking about it. Icks. I keep my opinion to myself though. She's welcome to enjoy what she likes as long as she doesn't make me taste it. After a moment of silence, Mikali turns to me with a puzzled expression. So how come you never told me you liked me before? The question is a little blunt, but I'm forced to answer. I've known Murka since freshman years and we'll always been friends, hanging out and doing stuff with our friends group and such. But over the past few months I started to develop a feeling for her. I was just nervous, I guess. I don't like the thought of being rejected. Well, I mean, who does? True, but what made you think I would reject you? Poor self-esteem, I guess. I never really gotten anywhere with talking to girls. That's silly. It's just like talking to anyone else. We talk all the time. Doesn't really feel that way, but I know what you are saying. Mikala signs distantly and shakes her head. I think you're too down on yourself. You're not bad looking and you always seem like a nice guy. She paused and smiled up at me, reaching over to delicately loop her free arm around my own, pulling me to inside. Besides, I said yes, didn't I? Isn't that enough proof that you have a chance with girls? I wouldn't go on a date with you if you didn't actually think you were a cool guy. I nodded nervously. The feeling of Mikala's body pressing gently into me is more than enough to reassure me in my doubt, at least on the inside. If you say so. I cough to clear my throat and look toward Mikali with my still uncertain look. So want to go crab lunch uptown? Uptown girl. Mikali unfreezed by my uncertainly simple tighten her arm around mine, smiling. Sure, I didn't get a chance to get breakfast today, so I'm pretty hungry. We step out of the green field of the park and into the hustly and bustly of the busy city street, which are conquest with people walking, biking and driving. We wait at a crosswalk, licking our ice cream and watching humanity go by person to by person. Each living his or her own intricate life, separated from everyone else, yet ultimately connected. And here I am standing on the side of the street with the girl of my dreams. Well, maybe that's an exception, Extraction. Nu kan jeg ikke sige det. Jeg kan ikke engang huske, hvad det hedder på den. What the fuck? Når man overreagerer. Extraction, whatever. But I do really like McCly. I was so worried about actually trying to make this work, but in reality everything is going splendidly, at least for the first aid. The crosswalk signal flashed right and we crossed the street and turned, making our way down the sidewalk toward a section of Boston. Boston? Boston, er det ikke... Jeg vil gerne have det til at være England. Der har været Boston. Hvor fanden ligger den by henne? 2 sekunder. Det er Amerika. Hvor er Amerika? Helt derop. Det er helt oppe ved New York og lige til højre for New York. Okay. Jeg kender byen, jeg kunne bare ikke lige huske, hvor den lå henne. We both know has a lot of good restaurant. We finished our ice cream and cut down a side street off the main road to have a few minutes off the walk. We could even beat the lunch rush hour if we hurry. So what are you feeling like for lunch? I'll say we have a little time before everyone is out grabbing food. Nothing too crazy, maybe just... Her voice is cut off by the nearly eerie whopping sound of gunshot in the building ahead of us. 4 whippity pops that makes my body cringe. Michael's body has the same reaction as he felt silence. Her eyes widen with terror and curiosity. The street is eerily hushed for the next few moments, making my skin tingle and shiver with suspense. A group of 3 men step out from the building and into the cement blocks of the sidewalks with a hurried pace. The men are wearing ski masks with body armor straps across their chest and legs. 2 of them carry briefcases and dive into the car park parallel to the building. The last figure also wear a mask, bolt out of the building and paused halfway from the entering of the vehicle. He cleared up the sidewalk and then in the other direction, where his eyes meet ours. He immediately yelled something out in a foreign language I can't understand, to which the men in the car responded. In the masked man's right hand is a pistol, in the left a briefcase. What looks like jingled dollar bills are caught between the leather frame of the case. I swing in front of Michael's arm extended to protect the person who means the most to me. I never be able to forgive myself if anything was to happen to her. A bank robber, those still happen. All goes silent for what seemed like eternity. The French-speaking man and shared a long gaze, watching each other moment, each small action carefully observed. Each breath I take affects my body with an unbreakable amount of stress. Sweat trickles down my neck and as my extremity grown numb. My body is stiff, motionless aside from my breathing. breathing pulse with adrenaline heavy as lead and pumping through my veins like Feick syrup. Makala 1. I mutter under my breath for Makala to 1. She only responded with a whimper. But before I could say anything more, the sound of the police the first bullet flying by my head is quickly interrupted by the stinging sense of pain drilling through my left shoulder. My body jerks back and I'm forced to lean onto my client for support as I feel my world will crumble around me. The echo that rings through my ears from the 2 bullets being fired weaver beef after the wound has already pierced my body. It takes a long while for the sound to dissipate, but once it does, silence settles in and my sight fades to black and grey hush. My breathing unsteady and shaking. The silence amplifies the pain, showing through my body. I feel like screaming, crying for help, making some kind of noise, but nothing comes out. I can hardly even breathe. I can't do anything. Is this what it feels like to die? The masked man who showed me turned on his heel and went to the car at the side of the road. Slowly but surely his knees buckles and I feel the weight of my body squeezing down through the joints of my legs and against the sidewalk. I collapse. My gaze rolls upwards with the last ounce of strength in my body to see Makla try to hold me up. A horrified look on her face, tears streaming down her aching arm. Her mouth is moving, probably screaming for help, maybe telling me I'll be okay, or begging for me to say something. Yet I can't hear a thing. My strength is disappearing. My body feels numb. My eyes slowly drift close as I see blank tendril waving in my limb version. My neck goes limp, and I manage to cast a glimpse of the blood coated sidewalk and street once more. The last thing I see is the car full of men driving away, escaping the scene of the crime, leaving me to die. Gik det egentlig ikke lidt hurtigt, fra han er blevet skudt i skulderen til han faktisk besvimer? My version is filled with empty pants with seamless goes on forever. Is this 7? It can be. I open my eyes as wide as I can, only to be forced to squint again against the brightness of the blaring light which shook my pupils into shrinking. I blink a few times, trying to recover more of my sight from the wide field ahead of me. Images begin to come into view: walls, painting, furniture, and the bed beneath me. As I process what I'm seeing, my hearing returns to me and I can make out the sound of people speaking. I follow the sound with my eyes. A television sits on a table across the room. It turns to a news channel. The fortune shooting this month, leaving three deaths and 2 injuries. Officials suspect that those attacks are linked with local gangs associated with the Mexican drug cartel. We'll update the story when we'll speak with an ex-gang member and his take on the recent events after a short break. Where the hell am I? I learned forward, motivated to explore my new surroundings, but I'm greeting with a sharp ping that bring a seething pain across my chest, forcing me to fully into consciousness. Whining out in agony groans the intention of a man in a turquoise elan groan I haven't noticed until now. He's standing beside my bed, pressing me back down into the mattress. At first I feel threatened and trying to break away, but then my senses of smell finally kick in. The man is wearing latex cloth. The smell of the cloth mixed with the scent of sterile antipode wafting about the room is unnatural. Based on the man's appearance, the bright light and the bed, I'm in a hospital. I'm alive. I'm alive. I think aloud, staring toward at nothing in particular as I unlock the gears of my mind. The man nods, settling me back down to the hospital bed. Yes, you're alive. I am alive. This is reality. So that means Makala. I quickly dived my eyes upward toward the man, struggling to keep my word up to speak with my thoughts. What about Makala? Is she alright? Who? I gag out of the thought of Makala being dead because of me, and I raise my voice to a panic yell. Makala, blonde hair, blue eyes, she has to be alive. The doctor leans back in the nearby chair and questioningly look coming over his softly chinning face. I think I saw her visiting yesterday. She has a soft voice, gentle, very gently. A little outside of belief, my body collapsing back into my bedding. My scarf wasn't in wind. Yes, that's her. You're lucky, you know. The doctor chuckled as he scanned over a few pages on my patient chart. I looked to him curiously, unsure as to how I lived through the encounter. I could care less how lucky I am. I'm overjoyed to just know I'm still breathing and that Makala isn't hurt. He showed me a small diagram of the human body, a circle drawn on the top of the left shoulder. You cheated, that Feick. I glanced at him with a slightly relieved impression. He offers a smirk grin at my cynically trapping his pen against his lower lips. The bullets missed your ribcage, lungs, clavicle, and spine by a few millimeters. I'm forced to look back down at the paperwork in disbelief before instantly trying to take a look at my left shoulder, only to be met with the same sensation of pain familiar. Ooh. The doctor set up quickly settled my head back down in a comfortable position into the pillow of the hospital bed. Hastily, I kick my leg up, even if the moment itself is agonizingly painful. I feel a sense of relief run over me again, relaxing me. I'm not paralyzed either. I make the effort to test out my right arm giving it a slow roll and lift it slightly before it flopped back down at my side. Just doing that was exhausting, but at least I still have control of my body. You managed to only receive a bit of muscle tissue damage, so you're not going to be able to do much for the next few weeks, until the rest you'll need it for when your mother shows up again. She was hysterical when she first visited. The doctor provided a friendly smirk that can only be returned with my weak smile. Mom. She must had been mental breakdown when she learned what happened to me. I give the doctor a small nod, peering back down at the diagram once more before he takes it away, stiffing it under his arm. Thank you. It is the most I can say before feeling my head slump back against the cushion of my bedding in Feick.